Hello art lovers, my name is Luis Garcia. I hope you enjoyed that slideshow that showed the progress from start to finish of this work that I created titled Rosa. I wanted to start by sitting next to the piece so that I could give you perspective on the size of it, because usually photos don't always do justice to a piece, and portraits tend to be small or smaller than this. As you can see, this is not small. And like I mentioned before, photos sometimes don't do justice to a piece. I'll give you two instances where I was thrown off by the photo versus the original painting. The first time was when I saw Night Watch by Rembrandt in Amsterdam. I was floored when I saw how big the piece was. It was huge, humongous, whatever adjective you want to use. And seeing it in art books just wasn't the same as seeing it in person. I had no idea it was that large. And the opposite effect was here in Florida. When I went to the Dali Museum, I saw a piece titled "The Ghost of Vermeer Can Be Used as a Table." Yes, that is the name of the piece. And I thought the piece was at least this big or larger. And I was surprised when I did see it that it was about the size of a loose leaf paper. Now, I want to give you the dimensions on this piece. It's 22 inches across versus 28 inches down. And the medium that I used for this work that I titled Rosa was pencil and acrylic. You saw in the slides there was an underlying drawing, and I did the painting on top of it. So with that said, I would like to now go on the other side of the camera and discuss further this sublime beauty. I would like to give the observer insight into what some of my inspirations are or were during the creation of a piece. What emotions were felt, what influenced my decisions. I want to try and invoke those emotions onto the viewer. I believe a little historic background can add flavor to the respective sensation that a viewer feels upon viewing a work of art. My hope is that when you look at my work, that you'll receive a stimulating visual gratification. When I first did the underlying drawing for this piece, there was, for me personally, a lack of intimacy. It wasn't until I painted the eyes that I realized there was something there that was unique, that sprung out of the piece. I was immediately pulled in and captivated by her gaze out into the world. It astonished me, and I knew I had something special. It kind of felt like when you walk into a room and you see someone on the other side of the room, and the two of you establish a non-verbal connection. That's what it kind of felt like for me. Now, I want you to look at a particular artist, and he was from the pre-Raphaelites Brotherhood. His name is Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Do a Google on him, and next to his name, put Jane Morris. And you're going to see a whole slew of drawings and paintings that he did of her. And the reason I want you to look at it is because I want you to see how you, as the viewer, are immediately drawn into or invited into her side of the canvas just from her observation of you, the viewer. Her warm smile, it gives you a level of comfort that says it's okay to cross over into her world. Now, what I want to do is, I'm going to be zooming in because I'm going to be discussing on the canvas Rosa's whole left side from forehead, I'm using a pointer, down to her chin, this whole left side versus Rosa's right side. And just want to discuss it a little further, but first I will discuss it first and then I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm saying. What I've done was, if you look at Rosa's left side, I have taken all these neutral colors and given you all these variations on her left side. And the reason for that was I wanted to give it a multi-dimensional effect. And I enjoyed layering the paint and getting the variety of the grays to bleed through each other to create a beautiful, soft shadowed effect. I wanted to remove the flatness from the canvas. I wanted you to feel her skin and be able to touch it. Now, if you look at her right side, it's a different approach. On her right side, that is where the light is being cast. So I applied the paint a lot smoother. You see it's a smoother application of the paint versus her left side, which is more of a layering of grays. So I'm going to do the zoom now so you could just see what I was saying about the neutral colors, the variations, and you can see right there on her cheek, the beautiful variations of grays. And you'll be able to zoom in and see these on the photos in the slideshow. I just wanted to touch on that briefly. And then when you look at her right side, it's a smooth application. That's where all the light is hitting her face. It's different. So you see it's her, the light versus the shadowed. The smoother application of the paint versus the texture layering of grays. So the other thing I wanted to mention to you was what brushes I had used in painting this. For the majority of her face, I used a fan brush to paint her face, and for her hair, I used a Filbert number 4 brush, and you can spot the brush strokes there. You can see the dark, it's almost the identical size, and you'll see that even closer when you observe the photos. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention so you could see what brushes were used. And my hope is that I've given you a little more insight into this piece, and I hope that when you look at my work, that you will go on a journey, find a place of comfort, a soothing place in your mind, and immerse yourself in my work. And when you do that, I'm going to leave you with one word: enjoy.